Hi Virgos, welcome to Lucy the Antigua Tarot, and I am Lucy, and I am so happy you're visiting me. Thank you so much. So I've already shuffled the cards a lot, but I'm just gonna, shuffle them a little bit more for us. Messages for Virgos for the month of March 2017, right? Let's see what the cards have to say, you guys. Okay, messages for Virgos for March 2017. Okay. Okay, guys. All right, here we go. We're ready. We're going to do a 3-card spread. Wow. Okay, so you have the Six of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, wow, the Seven of Wands. Wow. You have 5, 6, and 7. That is amazing. All right. So let's look at the cards, Virgos, and see what the cards have to say. Virgos, so at the center you do have the Six of Swords. And this is a really beautiful card. It may be indicating that it is a perfect time to do any kind of traveling, Virgos. It may also indicate metaphorical movement, a change in where you are inwardly, okay? Usually this is a change for the better, be it an inward change or a change in your surroundings, okay? Think about where you want to be. Because with this card, we may see a slight reduction in stress and strain. Things may not be perfect, but they're going to be better than they may have been in the recent past, Virgos. Take a look around, a real good look around you, and decide where you're going from here. Even a short break or change of scenery will be very helpful and useful to you for the month of March. Virgos. This doesn't have to cost money. Trust in the universe in taking you to where you want to be, and trust that all of this is happening for a reason. Don't hesitate, Virgos, to ask for help or to seek new information as you become accustomed to your new surroundings or interchanges that you may be going through or will be going through for the month of March. This is a general reading. Now, the Six of Swords may literally point you in the direction of changes in the place where you do your business, perhaps. And this may be a really good thing for you. This card points to a need to get out of your routine and your usual hangout places. And if you do this, you may encounter new and interesting situations, and that to me makes a lot of sense. The Six of Swords may also indicate that your financial tide is turning for the better if you've been struggling, or for the worse if you've been riding high for some time. So be prepared for that, Virgos. If you are dealing with a health problem, look into clinics and treatments outside of your local area. All right. What you truly need most of all, Virgos, at this point in time, consider for the month of March, is a vacation or a small change of scenery. Find a way to give this to yourself, Virgos, even if the only way you can do it is just by talking to people you've never talked to before, going to sit at the park at a bench and just talking to people, or go to a coffee shop that you've never been to before. Sit outside and spark conversations with people around you. Spiritual answers that have eluded you for some time may come into you suddenly. May suddenly you might get like a thought. Um, so this is sometimes tied to a change in routine. It can be tied to travel or experimenting with different spiritual traditions, just being around a new place, um, contemplating. So if this is happening to you, you might want to keep a journal. Now, with the number 5, your card over here, your 5 of Pentacles, it also represents a journey, but it is a journey based on faith and devotion, Virgos. It is also talking about um, rejection, but it could all, and the opposite would be fortitude or finding fortitude, or it could also be speaking of the one who is criticized. It is talking about the one who is rejected, or the one who is on a pilgrimage. And it's also talking about consequences and determination. When we see this card, we are confronting a darkness. Uh, we are confronting a darkness before our personal sunrise. So this card speaks of covering ourselves with our fortitude so that we may continue with our established beliefs, Virgos. At the same time, this card is urging us to prepare for what for sure are turbulent times that are coming. It could be that the conditions in which we find ourselves when we see this card could potentially be really negative for us, and we're going to feel those cold winds hitting our backs. There could be a lack of money and health, and these things are enough, sufficient to darken our hearts. But even more difficult than that is the rejection and ridicule that one receives from others, especially those who are traditionally seen upon as being generous and compassionate, as, for example, the church, the family, and friends. In spite of it all, these um, exiles, these 2 people, with the 5 of Pentacles, it's telling us that with their eternal fortitude, infinite fortitude, they continue their journey. And so the question is, why? Because there's the promise of finding security. Um, there's the ideal of being accepted. There's the hope that better times will come. The belief that their hardships will be blessed at some point in time. Basically, what it's saying, Virgos, the main message for this card is that right now is the time to use your strength, your fortitude, and your faith. That's all I'm saying about this card. Okay. Now, this is a number five. It's the Five of Pentacles, so the number is five. And five speaks of independence, free thinking, fast moving, non-attachment, making positive life choices and decisions, and learning life lessons through experience. The number five is ruled by Mars, which is a male energy. The focus of five is to attain greater stability, you guys. The law of five is freedom in action, Virgos. The number five is, like I said earlier, masculine. And with the tarot cards, it's related to the Hierophant. It represents the five senses. It's the pivotal point between 1 and 9, and it represents a variety of experiences through its developed senses and offers many opportunities for choices and decisions for the future. There is constant activity and curiosity with this number 5. It is the number of balance. It symbolizes man, health, and love. It combines the female number 2 with the male number 3. 5 is then, therefore, the number of marriage. It is also sometimes thought as the marriage between heaven and earth. It is a number of human beings, the four limbs and the head that controls the limbs. Of course, we have five senses: sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. And as I said earlier, five is the Hierophant, and the Hierophant symbolizes peace and harmony. Okay, so there are five vowels in the English alphabet. The regular starfish has five arms. An earthworm has five hearts. That's a little detail I didn't know. Basketball is played with five players on the team, and five is the number of the musicians playing in a quintet. Okay, Virgos, find your fortitude to move forward. Changes are coming. And then you have this Seven of Wands. Okay, Virgos, and finally you have the Seven of Wands here on the right side. And this is speaking about a struggle or a competition. It's encouraging you to not really take any time off. You really can't afford it. You really need to be working hard to keep this level of performance. This could be related to anything, Virgos, anything that's going on for you for the month of March. And the thing is that you need to keep working. And as wonderful as it is to have success and to be up front and at the top of your game, of your projects, whatever it is that you are working on, just remember that you have to keep struggling and to stay on top, as I said earlier. Sometimes staying on top can be like can take a can take a lot out of you, and it may be a very intense struggle for you to stay at the top. The thing is that when you are at the top, you really have to fight hard to stay up there. So this card is telling you, Virgos, that you're really good at what you do, but you have to keep working at it. You have to keep working hard for it because there's always going to be somebody there who will be ready to replace you. Try hard to Reach as far out as you can to reach your farthest so that you may have new success in your life. Okay, Virgos, that's what this card is talking about. And it is the number 7. And if 6 represents humanity, 7 is the center of the spiral. It is humanity's connection with its higher source. 7 is the number of the universe. And it is 3 of the heavens, which is the soul, combined with the 4 of the earth, which is the body, being the first number containing both the the spiritual and the temporal. And the temporal, I think it means existing within the time frames, right? The frames of time frames. There are 7 ages of men, 7 ancient wonders of the world, 7 circles of the universe. There are 7 cosmic stages, 7 days of the week, 7 heavens and 7 hells, the 7 pillars of wisdom, the 7 rays of the sun, 7 musical notes, and each governing a specific manifestation of the universe. So Virgos, take a journey. This is take some time off to rest, to do something different so that you may find new inspiration. It could be related to this game that you're trying to stay at the top of. And it could be speaking that you've been here before. You have been in the reject reality before. And you know how hard that is and how cold that is living living on the outskirts of society, on the periphery of society. You might just know what that feels like and you know how cold that feels. But right now, for the month of March, to stay on top of the game, you need to keep working hard at it. And you need a little vacation, something you need to do, something that's going to distract you for short periods of time throughout the month while you're working hard to stay on top of your game because you don't want to be back here again. Okay, Virgos? Thank you so much for visiting. I hope you liked your reading. That is your reading for the month of March. Have a wonderful month, Virgos, and I will see you in April. Take good care. Bye-bye.